Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Earth Angel channel. This is Dr. D, here to help us earn our spiritual college degree. And this class session is number 7, and insight 3 of 10 is balance. I want you to strive for balance in the following areas. And so I offer you 25 possibilities or areas where you can strive for balance. So as I read the list, please self-reflect, be introspective, and see if these are areas where you need to work on balance. Keeping in mind that the first step to change or improvement is to be in acceptance and not in denial, and to also remember we are all works in progress. And so this evening, thank you for joining me. I hope you've had a great day. Just want to give you some information, and always research, discuss whatever information anyone shares with you. The Earth Angel channel is here as a divine inspiration to help us to bring the vibration of love, gratitude. We want more of that on the planet so that we can all live more fulfilling lives here on planet Earth. And so quickly here are 25 areas, and just think to yourself, do I have balance in the following areas? And you know what balance is: equal, moderation. We want balance in our personal, professional, and our play and pleasure lives, our work, our family, our self, our culture, our community. We want to establish boundaries and balance in those areas. Also, be balanced in mind, body, and soul. If you are just sitting around watching TV all day, then you are not balanced. Your body is not getting exercise and movement. That's just one example, but you should be having balance in those areas. Ego versus spirit. This is so important. Do your shadow work. So if there are terms or words I use, please research them. Shadow work is important. It helps us heal our childhood traumas. And this is so important because the Heavenly Spirit has revealed to me, and even in my own experience, there are a lot of children walking around in adult bodies. That means they can work jobs, own homes, have families, be productive individuals, but emotionally they are immature, they are scarred, they have childhood trauma that hasn't been healed. And so you have to do your shadow work to heal that inner trauma. And so you may look mature or even act mature, but emotionally you are immature. You're stuck at 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. And so that's why you have adults who bully, who are jealous, who are envious, who cheat, who play mind games, because they are still stuck, low vibrational and immature emotionally. So shadow work is so important when it comes to balance. And then number 5, are you a giver or a taker? Do you have reciprocity in your life? Are you constantly taking, or giving? There should be a balance. I had a problem with people pleasing and giving all the time. So I needed to establish boundaries and balance in my give and take. I would find myself helping people, they wouldn't help me. I would loan money, give money, and then when it was time to pay me back, they had an attitude with me because I was thinking that they were going to pay me back. And so being nice to people, they weren't nice back. And so I had to establish boundaries and sever some relationships with some people who I thought really care for me, but they were just taking and I was just giving, and that wasn't fair for either party. So number 6 is so key. You need to know about your chakras. There's 7 main ones. Balanced chakras. When your chakras are blocked, that's how you have pain and disease often, is because that chakra is blocked. Your crown chakra, or your sacral chakra, your root chakra. Please research crystals and gemstones. They have healing power. Please consider yoga. I don't do yoga, but I chant and do breathing work, because that helps to center yourself. It helps to balance your soul, your spirit. And if your chakras are balanced, you can get something called Reiki healing, and that can help unblock your chakras. And a little secret here, the key, or if you are spiritually awakening, that means the magic of your pineal gland is at work. Your chakras aren't blocked, you are balanced. And so one way to try to achieve spiritual awakening and opening your third eye is to have balanced chakras. Please do your research if you don't know much about that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 go together. You must be mentally stimulating your brain, physically stimulating your body, spiritually and emotionally going through the gamut of emotions, from love to hate. All are good emotions, but when excessively love becomes stalking behavior and hate becomes racism, evil deeds. And so that emotional spirit is very important. Social, are you involved with other people, outings, friends, families, gatherings, church? And if you are you the person always showing up with some drama or some nonsense? So social, yes, you can be around people, but how are you showing up in those social settings, especially at work and at church and at school? Please be a good co-worker or church member, because no one wants the drama, but people who aren't balanced are looking for validation because they need some attention. And keep in mind, in social settings, people do things for reactions or attention. And so are you doing something for a reaction, good or bad reaction, or for some kind of response or attention, good or bad? Okay. Financial, most people know to be balanced, budget, invest, but also financial balance means giving back. What are you giving back financially to someone who can't always give back to you or in need? So do you give back, pay it forward, in whatever way you can? Also, be balanced in music, arts, travel, fun, creative outlets that allow you some freedom. Balance means you know your value, your personal worth, you love yourself, flaws and all. And I joke with myself because I don't really like my nose, but guess what? It works. And so flaws and all, I'm loving myself regardless. And God wants us to love flaws and all. He made us exactly how we were intended to be. What are your principles, your ethics? Do you laugh at yourself? 15 is important. We need to be balanced in our world affairs. The anti-this and the isms, the racism, the sexism. Let's be non-judgmental, because we all have issues. Avoid a poverty and lack mindset, which means because you have less does not mean you are less of a person. You may have less stuff, but you don't have less value as a person. You still have a contribution to this world, a purpose to fulfill. That's why you're still here. So watch those isms and the antis. Let's love everyone, especially those who are different and who come from different walks of life. Let's balance knowledge with wisdom and experience. That means failures and successes. You won't, even if you feel like you're a failure, find some small success, some way to feel good about yourself. And then we can't have all success, because we wouldn't appreciate the success if it just was good all the time. So you need balance of the bad, the good, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine. Even God has both. We all should have masculine and a balance of feminine. And so even if you're a man, you have some balance of femininity. That doesn't mean you're feminine, but that means you know when to be nurturing and caring as a masculine. So we all should be balanced. This is just like women. We don't always want to be feminine. There are times we may need to change the tire or defend ourselves. That doesn't mean we're trying to be a man, but we have to operate in our masculine energy. So also have a checks and balance system for yourself. Do you need to change something? Are you receptive to criticism or feedback? And so that checks and balance helps you to check yourself so no one else does. Also, how would you describe yourself? How would others view you? Be mindful, have discernment in your decision making. Remember, physical warfare, there's spiritual warfare, and that spiritual warfare shows up in mental illness, personality disorders, the 7 deadly sins. And so be mindful of spiritual warfare that's here on planet Earth, but there's spiritual warfare in the 5D. And so when you have balance, you can avoid physical and spiritual warfare. 22 is important. We should have some routines. We should have